All right, Meta Andromeda is here. People are talking about it all over the place, and it is pretty crazy out there. The ad accounts are feeling volatile. We are running 74 different ad accounts right now on Meta, and I will tell you, there is a lot of volatility going on, and we're pivoting hard. And today I want to talk exactly about the 7 pivots we're making so that you can make them too, so that you can start to see better results in your ad accounts from day one here. So I'm going to talk about the 7 fixes we're making right now on our ad accounts to regain consistency going to Q4 strong. All right, so let's get right into it. Number 1, what is Andromeda? Well, Andromeda is basically Meta's new ad retrieval engine using NVIDIA GPUs. And what it does is it scans all the millions of ads that exist and all of the billions of Facebook users who are scrolling, and it finds the right ad for the right user at the right time. I mean, that's what the algorithm has always done. So to hype up this as something different, it's different, sure, but it's mostly more of the same with some different rules. Here's what matters. Instead of relying on manual targeting, Meta is now ranking your ads on 2 factors. And this comes from Jason Yim, who works at Meta, and he's been a saint through this whole process because he's actually tweeting live like what Meta thinks about this new change and what we can do as advertisers about it. So I'd recommend following him. He says this: people are overcomplicating Andromeda. It's just diversified creative, high quality signal, and simplification. So number 1, your signal quality matters. So CAPI, how you feedback data, and your engagement metrics inside the ad platform, those really matter now. And number 2, how your creative performs visually is more important than ever. So let me explain now by getting into the number 1 fix that you need to make going into Andromeda of all of the 7 fixes that I'm going to talk about today. So first off, the fix is creative diversity. So in the past, when you get a winning ad angle, right? So if this is your winning angle, you would do something that I call hook variation, right? And so you would go and you would make 3 new versions of this winning ad angle, and they would look the same, you know, essentially, but you would have hook 1, hook 2, and hook 3. That used to work really well, but now what Meta is saying is that if the first 3 seconds of your ad are the same, it's going to treat it as the same ad. So that's way different than what it used to be. Meaning, if you do this, Meta looks at ad 1 the exact same way as it looks at ad 2, the exact same way as it looks at ad 3. So what can you do instead? Well, if you have a winning ad and it's a square, instead of, you know, reshooting 3 new hooks, you could shoot a triangle, a circle, and a rectangle, right? And so these are actually the same ad, they just look different. So it's still hook 1, hook 1, hook 1, hook 1. They're just different varieties. So maybe the triangle is, you know, outside. Maybe the circle is a different brand face 2. And maybe the rectangle is, I don't know, carousel, right? Carousel format with multiple videos. This is new facelifts to the existing winning ad. Now, here's the thing. It's way easier as a creative team to make hook variations. It's more difficult to make creative variations. But if you're like me, that's kind of good for you because look, now you know, and you can go out and do the hard work that's required to make your ads win. So that's number 1, creative diversity over hook spam. Ollie Hudson says Meta now treats 2 ads as identical if the first 3 seconds look the same, even if the copy or the CTA is different. So again, creative similarity will hold a penalty from here on out. In fact, Jason Yim actually showed that they're going to be creating a report that shows you creative similarity in your accounts, which is going to be a game changer for sure. So going into number 2, you want to optimize for your deepest funnel event that you still get enough volume on. Here's what I mean by that, right? So I'm going to just draw a super simple funnel. We're going to have a landing page, right? We're going to have a VSL. We're going to have a booking page, right? And then we're going to have a thank you page, like a success page. In the past, right? Or even now, you're probably firing an event right here and you're probably calling it lead or completed registration. You're probably firing an event right here, calling it content view, right? And you're probably firing an event right here, which is called schedule. So these events, you know, you're going to have the most leads, you're going to have the second most content views, you're going to have the third most schedules. However, in the past, I've seen so many ad accounts optimizing for lead in this funnel. And here's the deal. When you optimize for a lead, you are going to get the cheapest leads, but you might not get the cheapest schedules. And you're telling your ads, more importantly, the entire algorithm now, what you want more of. And it's going to get you that. It's going to get you more leads. But the deeper funnel you can actually optimize for, the better. especially if you have enough data coming through. I mean, I'd recommend 50 a week, as a starting point, but I would even stretch it to say 20 a week could work if you have the right sort of campaign structure. But at the end of the day, the deeper funnel you optimize for, the better your ads are going to do at finding you that. And also the more Andromeda knows about what your end goals are, because it's going to do a better job of finding you the thing you actually want for your business, which in this case is scheduled calls. So that's number 2, optimize for the deepest funnel event with volume. Going into number 3, you want to clean up your data signals. So you need CAPI, you got to have it. Don't use browser pixel events only. I'm telling you, it's the lazy way out and you're losing so much quality data. So set up CAPI. It's easy. Meta will literally get on a call and help you do it. But also make sure your event quality is at least 8 or above. Okay. Event quality is super important. It's basically Meta's ability to find the people you're actually sending it. So do what you can to get event quality up, because Andromeda prioritizes creative engagement and first party server events, and the targeting and the interests and all that stuff matter less. It's mostly about data that Meta can get. It wants the sweet, sweet data. Feed it more data, feed the beast. All right. Number 4, you want to make Advantage Plus truly cold. Okay, now this one is interesting because I have noticed this year, maybe you've noticed it as well, that even with our big brands, we're running ads for people with 10, 15, 20 million followers plus, right? Even with those brands, when I go broad Advantage Plus targeting, frequency will go 3, 4, 5, even when I'm trying to make it cold. And so what I've found is the best way to test your new creative and to figure out if it's going to be a winning ad or a losing ad is to make it go hyper cold. So you'll want to run broad, but exclude warm audiences. Think of it this way. Any audience that Meta has first party data for is going to have the best match rate. So exclude those first, right? Your page engagers, and I'm talking about going as far back as 365 days, right? As far back as it'll let you go. Your page engagers, your video viewers, all the Meta owned data, exclude those from your cold campaigns. And then also leads, schedules, and all the CRM data that you're feeding it, purchasers, all that good stuff. Because really you want your cold testing campaigns to actually be cold. And then you can run, just regular Advantage Plus on your scale campaigns, knowing that like Meta's gonna do some warm retargeting in there and that's fine. But don't let that pollute your testing, because you won't actually know it's working. And on the same note, we get to part number 5, which is control your frequency. So frequency is higher. The one way to control it is to monitor it and to do more creative testing. So Jason Yim tweeted that creative fatigue is the same creative shown too many times, which results in poor performance. This is not news to any of us advertisers. However, it does give us insight into how Andromeda is going to be ranking creatives. So we need more creative variety and we need to watch our frequency. I want you guys to pull a new column in your ads manager if you don't already have it, which is cost per 1,000 account center accounts reached. Okay, so not cost per 1,000 impressions, that's important too, but account centers reached. And the reason for that is because you're going to see how frequency actually plays into the cost to serve ads. Watch that number week over week, month over month. And if it's going up, it means you're serving the same ads to the same people too many times. And you need to decrease that number by all means necessary, but mostly by creative testing. All right, going into number 6. Number 6 is simplifying the structure. So I don't really care too much about campaign structure or ad account structure. I'm not one of those guys that's going to tell you there's a right way to structure your ad accounts because I've seen almost everything work. However, there is one rule and one caveat to this, which is you need your testing campaigns to actually tell you if an ad is working or not. I'm going to draw this out because I've seen people do this the wrong way too many times. Essentially, you're going to have an ABO campaign for testing, and I'll tell you why here. You have the campaign here, right? So the campaign, and then you're gonna have ad sets. So we'll have ad set 1, ad set 2, ad set 3, ad set 4, ad set 5. The way I do this is I give it, a set dollar amount. So in this case, let's just call it $100 for each of these ad sets, right? So all of these get $100. And then inside of these ad sets, I'm literally just doing one ad. Like every single one of them is just gonna get one ad. One ad, one ad, one ad, one ad. And I'm just going to be meticulous about letting it spend until I can see that it's a winner or a loser. Now, I say that very vaguely for a reason, because everyone's going to have a different opinion on what's a winner and what's a loser. It's going to vary on your ad account. It's going to vary on your offer. Generally speaking, I let something spend like 3 times the KPI that I'm going for. So if my call cost is $100 an account, I'll let it spend $300 before I make a call. If I see that it's getting leads but not calls, I might give it some more time. If I see it's not getting any leads and it's like one lead at $300, then that's an easy cut, right? But generally speaking, that's the way I think about it. And the reason I'm structuring it like this is because I actually want to see like when I give everything spend, does it work or does it not? And the problem is people will, instead of doing ABO structure like this, they'll do like a CBO campaign, or they'll do like an ABO campaign with one ad set and then like 4 ads. And they'll basically let Meta decide what it spends on, but Meta ends up spending only on this ad. And they go, well, that's the winning ad then. I'm like, well, okay, but you spent a bunch of money on video shooting, editors, all this other stuff, and you did not even test 3 of the 4 ads that they sent over. So when the creative team asks for feedback on what to do differently, what are you going to tell them? Meta didn't want to spend on it? Meta is not always right. Yes, the algorithm is good, it's getting better, but it's not always right. You have to at least methodically test these things so that you know what's a winning ad and what's not in your account. Otherwise, it's just like, you're just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks, which is not a scientific way to test anything. All right, and then going into number 7. Number 7 is simple, but it's retargeting. So basically the way I think about retargeting right now with the way that the algorithm is going is that basically you want to talk to people who are in different sort of buyer journeys, and you essentially just want to vary your ad messaging and the creative that you're serving based on where they're at in the funnel. For the most part, Advantage Plus is going to take care of like these top 2 buckets, which is like cold and warm, right? Hot is really where I would spend a little bit of time on retargeting, and you're going to change your messaging for this hot audience to be stuff that's like testimonials, right? Case studies, wins, whatever. And these are going to be different formats, and you're just going to hit the people who are just on the fence. So in like a book a call funnel, you're going to be hitting leads, you're going to be hitting calls, right? And just essentially people that haven't purchased, and you're going to be re-engaging them in this hot audience. I wouldn't worry too much about cold and warm. There's a lot of sophisticated stuff you can do, but for the sake of this video, kind of breaking it out, Advantage Plus for cold and warm, and then hot retargeting is going to be sufficient for most of you, probably 90% of you. We talked about the 7 things that we're doing right now. I've actually got something for you. In the description of this video, I put together a Notion checklist that you can grab with these 7 things. So if you want a free resource after watching this video to kind of like help you walk through what we talked about, there you go. And really just to recap, Andromeda is not this big scary thing that most people are saying it is. It's just a rework of the algorithm. If you're a good advertiser, you're going to find ways to win in this environment just like you always have. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of a step up on your competition just based on what we're seeing. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next one.